Okay, I'm back. I had to do a little bit of trial and error there. I'm just working out how I'm going to hang my strap off this little phone bag. So I've had to get out all my eyelety doovers and have a bit of a play to remind myself how they work. But I'm good now. Oops, look at that, I bent that. I've punched one hole, and I'm going to do this on all four corners. Can you see? And then I'm going to either thread through one of these, through both, and then do an eyelet in the strap, or use this wire to make a little douver to go through. So I'm actually going to do the top two here. I'm going to punch some holes. It did work. It took a few goes, but we got there. Figured it out in the end. So I'm just going to do it about the same distance from the end as that one. So I've got this little hole punchy thing. Screw off. Surely it would. Where do all the bits go? Anyway, worry about that later. So I'm going to bang. Are you ready? It's going to be a big bang. Sorry about this. It's me a few goes. And it's gone through. Look at that. Perfect. Who would have thought it would go through all those layers? Then I have one of these little kind of vintagey coloured eyelets. I'm going to pop all the way through. And then use my scissors just to make sure it's down as low as it can be on the fabric, so that I can capture all of that fabric in when I shut the eyelet. Now look at that, I bent that one when I hit in last. So I'm going to put a little bit of support under it this time rather than straight onto the stainless steel. So that's that one. This is the closiery upper. I might just see if I can make him a bit straighter. No, hopefully he survives for 3 more. That's all I need. Perfect. A bit more on this side. There we go. So I've got 2 eyelets. I have 2 eyelets on that have gone all the way through. So what I should really do now is stitch all of this so that I don't end up with a bubble if I stitch it wrong. So I'm going to stitch. First thing I'm going to stitch for my bag, look at that, it's good, is I'm going to stitch straight across the middle here at the bottom, and then I'll repin. So my middle is there. Capture it. Middle's there. So I'm just going to use my big terracotta coloured stitching. I'm just going to go straight across the bottom, and this will stop the fabric, the lining from turning inside out, and help me make sure I've got no big bubbly gaps anywhere. So I can hide the end of this. I'm going to cut it quite short, like that. I'm going to hide the end of it, just kind of, I'm going to go out a bit and then come back. So it's going to be lost. The goal is just to sew along that seam line. See there? In between. So I'm going to turn it over now and go along here. Just simple big straight stitches. No rocket science in anything I do. Just going to turn over and check I haven't got any gathering or bumps. Yep, it's all good. And I'm not trying to hide anything. There's a pin right there underneath. Just going to pop that out so I don't stab myself. And just run the rest of the way along. I will just duck that. That comes out there. All the way to the edge. A little sneaky stitch underneath. Lift him up a little bit there. And tie that off. Or will I? I might just keep going. So I'm just going to unpin now, and just relay this bit. I'm going to go to this edge. This one's good. It can stay as it is, just to make sure I don't have any gathering or little folds in my fabric. Go in there, you. So again, I was debating how I was going to stitch it together. I am going to put the 2 holes at this side now that I've got this little bit of stitching in. That's keeping that in place. Did I tie it off? I didn't. I'm going to tie that off just because I'm not quite ready to stitch up the side. Haven't made up my mind what that's going to look like yet. So I'm going to do the other 2 holes. These guys at the other end. Let's have a look. Where do I want you? I want you where it goes through all the layers. 1, 2, there. So probably about there, I think. Yep. Let's do one first and then do the other one. I've made a mess again. Look at me. I just can't cope with that. Let's just tidy them up a bit. So I need this little guy which goes through the whole thing. It really does, which is surprising. But I don't know how to empty it. I can't see that it opens. You can't keep filling it up. But anyway, sorry, big bang. And I can feel that it's gone all the way through because it's caught into the cardboard below. That's just from a cardboard box. 2 more I need. All right, one of those all the way through. So this was just one way that I came up with what I had of getting a little strap onto my bag. So he's on there now. Now I'm going to use the spreadery one, which is this guy. Looks like a little mushroom. Ow. Let's have a look. I need to get a bit more oomph into him. There we go. He's done. He did split a bit that way, but that's okay. Because these will be sewn together. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Sorry, let's just go back up here. I'm just going to follow that line so that I know it's straight about there. Just check on the other side. Have I gone through? See, that doesn't go through. I don't think it matters. It doesn't go through the middle. I don't think it matters. Oops. Way through. Yes. And now my little eyelety thing. Use my scissors to pop it all down. And then let's use the other one to spread him out. Where'd he go here? See how I bent it? I did it straight onto there without anything under it, which isn't the smartest idea. Yeah, I'll try and straighten it once I've finished with this. So we're in. Just give him a good whack. Oh, that's not catching on that side. Let me line myself up a bit better. There we go. I'll get my husband to straighten that for me. So now I have 2 eyelets. Let me just pop these away because otherwise I will lose them. Okay, all over there. My little thingy. I don't need my hammer. Okay, so from this side I have eyelets. It looks crooked, but that's only because my sewing is crooked. So I'm going to stitch them all the way up. I'm actually just going to give that a bang on its own because that part of the fabric is actually much thinner. If I do that, it's a technical give it a whack. Okay, so then these are I'm going to be stitching all the way up. This is purely for my strap. I should be able to go through here with him. Go through here and here. And then look, I can hang my strap from that. So I'm going to put eyelet holes in my grosgrain ribbon, and then that will go straight through here. So then that will hang as I want it to do, so you can use it for a crossbody bag. So I'm going to leave those there while I sew, so that I actually sew it up so it sits the right way. So it was a bit of problem solving. There's probably better ways to do it, but I wanted to use what I had. Other than grosgrain, I haven't had to buy anything for this project. You can see I had a few very failed attempts of remembering how to use it. So thinking about now how I want to put the whole thing together, I'm going to just stitch, apart from the top obviously, all the way down each side. And then I'm going to think about it and see if I like it. Because at the moment, this stitch is holding the top and the bottom in place, but once I stitch all the way through, this will be unnecessary. So if I don't like the 2 lines of stitching, I can just unpick that. I'll just pull it out, basically. I'm going to start. There we go. I do have pins in there. I'll just push them in a bit so I don't capture them in my sewing. So let me just open it all the way up and move my pins to the middle. Yeah, it's looking really good. I don't need to quilt through any of these layers or anything. The edge stitching will be enough. You there. Just put you back in there. Like that. So I should be able to sew up the side without capturing or catching myself on that. Just want to make sure where it's a bit wonky I've got pins, because obviously I won't be able to see inside when I'm doing it. So let's stitch it together. Again, I'm going to put these on so that I can make sure that I'm stitching it up how it's going to need to be. On there you go. So let's have a look. Okay, the options are a whip stitch around the side or a straight stitch. I might just try a whip stitch. It's just might be calling to me. I'm just going to put my first stitch up in here so that the edge gets buried underneath. About there, I reckon. Cut him off really short. And again, I'm not very technical. I just kind of do what works. What if I just did a straight whip stitch? It's only holding a phone. It's not going to be holding, little things that might fall out. Okay, so then that one goes over there. Okay, I just don't want the stitches to be diagonal on the side, if you know what I mean. That's it. I'm just trying to keep this bit straight. Yeah, that could work. And then going on an angle through the middle. Been good to get some of my hardware out again. I haven't been using any of that since I've been doing any junk journaling, so hopefully this will have a little bit more time to do some different things until this baby arrives, of course, which is exciting. Let's have a look. I'm going to do one whole side and then make a decision. I'm going to go in where I came out, but go under there. I want my sides to be straight. There we go. So now I'm going to go under this bit of trim. I don't blanket stitch. I could do blanket stitch, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know why. It would be the obvious thing to use. I just need a bit of leverage from the. There it is. So there. Okay, I want this to pull straight down. Like that. So in under there, under both of my bits of thingy, and then up there. Perfect. And where that comes out, except I want to go a bit further. You see, sorry about the glare. Let me get something to put under my work. Yeah, let me just spread this guy out. That'll help with the glare. The glare's an issue. There we go. That's better. So where am I up to? I want to go straight in under where I've put it in, but I want to come up over here so that my diagonal bit is inside and it's not on the side. And I am going under my trim like that. Now let's have a look so far. Yep, okay, that's good. And under here, straight across, and then up to there. Again, under here, on that side, I want to come straight across, and then move the stitch along. This is probably good for arresting some of the fraying as well. I'm just going to lift up that bit of, I don't want to capture that, I want to be under it. So my stitch is here. Where are you there? I'm going to come straight this side. And on the other side, I want to come up there, but not through there. That's it. Move it along a bit more. I've just captured that trim, so I'm just going to pull that off. Yep. Might have just enough thread. And again, in line with where I went in, and then moving along. Okay, and then moving along. Go through there. Am I going to run out of thread? Just short, maybe. Go wrong. I want it in line with the way it went in. Place it went in. There. In line with the place it went in. Just pull that little bit away. In line. Oh, bugger. You reckon I have another stitch? I am going to have to get me a thread, I know. Well, I didn't plan that very well, but I had enough. Let's go here, one along. I'm going to just bury this thread. I'm going to do a really quick double tap under here. Again, beauty of slow stitching, you can hide stuff. I'm going to tie him off there, and I'm going to have to do, a couple little bottom stitches on that side. So far, actually that's great. I'm happy with that. I'm going to sew the other side, and then I will come back and do the last couple of stitches. I probably need 2, maybe 3 in the bottom. So that's really good. I'm happy with him. Let's just move him over a bit. Time for this side. Now, you can see that this does overlap. I am going to just trim that a little bit, just because I did decide to do the stitching along the side. Just so I can stitch up there easily. And I'm going to cut a longer piece of thread. My terracotta is getting low. This colour that I love. I think I also just love the texture of it. It's got a bit of a shine, but in a good way, not in a shiny, shiny, brand new shiny way. Okay. My knot, and again I'm going to cut the end of the knot really close so that I can hide this end somewhere. And you can see there's no skill in any of this. This is just stitching it together. This is just basic stitching that anybody could do. I'm going to start by burying my stitch in between, because these aren't stitched on yet. Start by burying it there and then coming out where I want to start my stitch. And again, that should just disappear, which it does. I'm going to just use a couple of little clips, these little guys, just to keep it where I want it. So it's starting to lean a little bit. That's okay. Geez, it's hard to do with your sort of thumb that way. Let's see now, that should work now. Okay, so this is the front. So working from the front. I'm heading the other direction this time. So I'm going all the way over. I'm going to go in at the same spot, level with that, and then I want to come up next to that one. Perfect. Trying to keep the stitches around the side horizontal. Again, I'm not worried where they go. It is what it is, hey. And again here, where am I here? I'm there. And then I'm going to come up further down. And here, come up about there. I don't want it straight. Sometimes it's hard to not be straight. Again, just making sure that I'm out, keeping its form basically. So I'm sure you've come up with a million better ideas of how to put a strap on. And I probably will have a much better idea for my next little bag that I make. But again, I wanted to use what I had. And again, I will have to buy some bias binding. I'll take my little bag with me, and it'll probably be like an oatmeal colour. And it's just plain. I want it to be plain. They do have some other kind of bag strappy material there. I don't know what you call it. So I'll have a look at that as well in case there's anything that's fabulous. Like if they had a red check, for example, that would be amazing. But it's going to get handled a lot, so it needs to be quite strong. It's only going to have the weight of my phone, but that's not nothing. Now, where are you? You're there. I need to come where he is, move in, I'm going to go there. Let's check. There we go. Oh, I love it. It's good. All there, straight down. I can capture this little guy in here too. Let's see. That's all right. Does that want to capture you? Let me just see. I might need to just trim that. gosh, someone can sharpen my scissors, please. It's because I don't want to use the big ones. Go in there, you. Let's see what difference that made. Not much, but it did. So I wanted this to go over the edge like that before I pull it. Just like that. Perfect. So now here. All right, this little guy's nearly done. I don't mind that the stitches are uneven, some are close together. That's just part of the style. And I've got to remember to go back and do those couple of stitches at the bottom on the other side. I'm going to have to go and have something to eat, I think. Yeah. Let's turn up the slant. No, I'm good. Just go the other side of that to vary it so it doesn't look like it's a deliberate thing. Right through here and up through, where am I? There. Much easier to use a camera when you can get it close and actually see through it. Usually my pieces are so big that I've got to be so far zoomed out that I can't even tell if my camera's stopped. I'm sure there's a way to know, but unless I get up and look at it on a chair. From here, I'm going to go to there. And again here. Where am I there? I'm just going to go through 1,000 layers, this one. And off to the side there. Good. Here. There. Nothing's getting a workout today. And pull him down. Perfect. And then I'm there. Just, we're nearly there. I'm going to stitch all the way to the top. What do I do over here? Oh, yeah. Whoa, there's a lot of layers there. And that's the top. Okay, let's have a little look. I'm just going to put my hand in and see if I can get these pins out without injuring myself. And I'm just going to have to run some stitching around the top. It's blind, which probably isn't the brightest thing. All of them? No, there's one more. There's always one more pin when you think there aren't any more pins. I'm just going to pop them away. I use long dressmakers pins just because I like the fact that they're longer. They hold it a bit better for me. Right, so at the moment my needle's still attached here. I'm going to continue my whippy stitchy. Oh look, I went through the thing. I didn't mean to go through the thing. See how here I've gone through here? I don't like that. I'm going to pull that out. I don't like that. So I'll just redo that last stitch. But that I used a piece that wasn't even attached. Where's the end? I'm just going to redo that one. How did I end up through there? Have I gone all the way through? No. I'll go back through there. Okay, so I can take these off now because I've stitched it up and it's not going to move. So just thinking about the top, obviously I don't want that flapping over as a hole. So I'm going to just do a couple of little lip stitches here to finish right to the top. And then I'm going to stitch right along the top edge, the top open edge, to close that up. You can see here, this is my top edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it if I can I get it all the way through? Yes. So I'm going to attach this. This is how I do my quilts, my big slow stitch quilts. I'm going to attach it underneath. I'll show you what I mean. So I shall start on this side because this is where my needle is. I'm quite happy to have this show at the top. I'm going to just do a stitch underneath to capture it. Let me just come back underneath. Just going to do another one here to fix that edge closed without going through violet. Okay, good. So now I did it again. Look, how did I do that? Come on. Sorry. I don't want to be through here. Okay, so if I grab him out of there, I can go again. There we go. Threaded this needle a few times, haven't I? So at the moment, I'm basically halfway through a stitch here. You can see this is close to the edge, which is why it's caused the problem. So I'm just going to pop it back right beside it. There. And that way, I don't have any issues. So then along this top, where am I? I'm on that side. So along this top, I'm just going to pin this fabric to here so I don't inadvertently sew them both to one side. So I'm just going to pop my needle where it needs to be, which is up here. Gosh, that's so many layers of fabric there. Good. I'm going to go through here so that I'm in the middle of where I want to be to stitch the top closed. So I'm going to stitch this part to here. I'm doing a stitch underneath sort of thing. I'll show you. See that there? I'm going to capture that there, almost kind of like a hemming stitch, but not a hemming stitch. It means that the uneven edges can stay true. I'm going to capture a bit of the backing, go along. So I did this all the way around my slow stitch quilts. As you can imagine, it was quite a task, but gave me the finish that I wanted. Go through there. I don't want this kind of stitching on the top. Yeah, through here. And then I can go through here. Capture under there. Up we come. So you can't see it on the other side. I don't try to hide stitching very frequently, but every now and then I do. As there's several layers here, if you just pick up the bottom layer, then you hold it all together, because the bottom layer is that really strong fabric that I use, the base fabric. So if the lining is just attached to that, that's absolutely fine, because everything else is attached within an inch of its life to the other side of that fabric. So this just becomes a bit tedious, but that's right. That's what we love. Take your time. So I'm just going to continue this all the way around the other side, and then go back and do those couple of stitches that I missed on the bottom. So go there. That's that side done. Take my pin off now. I'm going to connect these guys, I think. Am I? Yes. I'll go through here, up through here. I don't want to go on the outside though. I want to go through here. Perfect. Okay, then I'm going to continue that same technique along here. So this side you'll see, oh, just says low battery. This side you see is a little bit different because it's got kind of tall flappy bits. Can you see here? So that's all right. I'm just going under them to pick up the white. All I want, just want the white. And then my tall flappy bits remain unbothered and can flap away and look great, which is what I want. I want them to stay uneven. Okay, so I'll go across to here. I'm just going to go a bit lower in this one because I've got to capture the white backing. See, I've captured it there, but it's not on the other side. Alrighty, the end is in sight for this little guy. Stretch that out, make sure I'm not making him puffy. So now I'm on a roll, I can just kind of do that without pulling it through. Check, yep, caught the white. So this whole thing is done with just straight stitching and a bit of back stitch. That's it, that's all you need. Again, I've caught the base layer. So I'm just going to go around the corner here. Is there a base layer for me? No. That's right, I'm going to go between the two bits of backing. Come back around the other side, drop in and tie off. Just like that. Then I'm going to lift this little flappy bit here and tie up underneath. And I'm going to just bury this needle, I think. Maybe just give it a bit more oomph. I'm just going to do that. And then cut it off there without cutting my thingy. There we go. So we have got it all together now. Let's just spread him out and have a look. The top stitched, oh, hang on. Don't speak too soon. I've got to just do those bottom couple of stitches on the other side. Again, make the knot right at the end, cut off the excess so that when I bury it, I don't have to bury it so far. Oh, needle. I think my light's gone off, has it? Yes, it has, but that's okay. Last bit. And then I'm going to have to go to Spotlight. I'm just doing the last few stitches here. I'm just going to bury the beginning of it in between the layers there. Come up where I want to come up. That's it. Go over the top without going under the, on top of the braid there that I like. Again, same thing again. There it is. Just going to hold on to that one so it goes straight. One for good luck, and that really is the end then. So I'm going to tie this one off up under here. But you can't see him. Bring back a little tiny bit. Just going to do a really 2 back stitches and then bury the needle again. Bury the thread without going all the way through, of course. Okay, so now I have finished all the stitching. Well, let's just have a look. Let's trim off the ridiculous fraying. That's the back. There he is, all done. So inside is done, as you can see. You can put your hand in. I love it. So these little chaps are going to go through here. I do have an alternative, which is this piece of wire, if I wanted to make some wire loops, but I'll wait and see once I get my grosgrain from Spotlight as to what looks good, because I'm going to put 2 little eyelets in the grosgrain, not this one, it's too thick, and then thread that through. So that's how she'll look. So thanks for popping by. My light's gone off, but I'm going to just finish up with that. Zoom you out a bit. Thanks for popping by. See you next time.